Welcome back to World Illuminator 11 and welcome to this reading. As we start this new week, we're going to be checking in with the energy and getting some messages as well for energy for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine using the Oceanic Tarot. We're also going to bring in the Avalon Magic deck for some messages for you from above. And then we're also going to bring in the Letting Go deck with messages as well from above, and then messages in the silence from your person. So thank you, angels. What messages are coming through? What is the energy for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine? So starting with the Divine Masculine, we've got this card and this one and that one. Wow, we've got 4 cards. And then for the Divine Feminine, we've got this one and this one and one more here. Okay, so that is the energy. And then what messages are coming through for the Divine Feminine for this from this deck? This is for you, the Divine Feminine. So we've got this card here. And I really feel that's like an energy of speaking your truth, standing in your truth, knowing who you truly are, and really rising up in yourself, being focused on the things that are important to you and moving forward. And we've got this one as well. You know, this is also about your beauty. That's the sort of messages that I am getting, knowing your worth and your beauty and being able to see your beauty, your inner and outer beauty as well as a Divine Feminine. And then we've got, this is the Letting Go deck. And I really love this message that came on top when I shuffled, and I'm going to read this. And it says, with continual surrender, we begin to experience these states of peace with ever increasing frequency, which is so true and so powerful. The more you surrender, and I've certainly seen that in my own life, the more you surrender on this journey, you know, and you sort of let go, you give it to God, you start to experience these states of peace that are in an ever increasing frequency. You find that peace more and more because you've surrendered. You're no longer holding on tightly. You're no longer constantly trying to see what's going on your journey, understand where they are, what's going on in their life. You completely let go. And you find more of these ever increasing frequencies of peace in your life. And it says, when the clouds are removed, so that's the clouds of your worrying, of your overthinking, of, you know, that trying to figure it out, all those things. When the clouds are removed, the sun shines forth, and we discover that peace was the truth all along. Surrender is the mechanism that uncovers the true nature of our existence. When you do surrender, it helps you to uncover the true nature of your existence, which is that you can be able to have that peace, which was the truth all along. Everything else, all that worrying or overthinking, wondering when it's going to happen, all those things, they just go away and you find peace, which was truth all along. Absolutely beautiful message. So I'm talking about it in relation to your journey here. Okay, so the other messages that are coming through, I just wanted to share that because I felt it was a really powerful message. So I'm being guided to this one. So we'll see what this message is. This is for the Divine Feminine and also this one here. Okay, and we're going to get one for the Divine Masculine as well. Okay, that's that one. Right. So those are the messages coming through. And then next, we will get some messages from them. What messages are coming through? What do they want to say during this time of silence? What messages do they have for their Divine Feminine? That one came out as well, and we've got one more here. Right, so let's see what is coming through today. What is happening on this journey? Thank you, angels. We're going to start with the Divine Feminine. So the energies that have come out for you. So first of all, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. And, you know, this is that beautiful card of you in your power, in your energy as a Divine Feminine, focusing on your generosity, being there for others, helping others, you know, being focused as well on the things that you're doing in your own life. It's like that energy of not worrying, the energy of finding peace in your own life, That's what you're getting here. It's like you are focused on the things that you're doing, that you're working on, and you have that peace. You're grounded, you're in your power. You're not worrying about whether it's going to happen, what's happening on the journey. You're just focusing on your life. And that's what's important to you in this time. And that whatever it is else that is going to come into your life is being prepared and it's coming. I like the way that these turtles are behind. Turtles are all about being shown that things take time. A turtle takes time to get there. So when it comes to the things such as your journey, for example, of the two of you coming together, it may take time. They may be going in that direction. You may be going in that direction. They're going in that direction at the moment, but it's all behind you. You're not worrying about it anymore. You're trusting that whenever the right time comes, you both start going in the same direction and end up, sort of coming forward together in the same time. So you're not in that place of worrying about those things. You're finding that peace. This is that energy of surrender that I really get with this card. As a divine feminine, you surrendered when it comes to your journey and you're focusing on you. You're building your own life. You're enjoying your own life. You are helping others, and you're loving life. So that's the energy that's really coming through with this card. And being in that place of surrender and, and loving your life the way you're living it, it is what opens the doors for that love to come in. So as I said, you don't worry about the timing or when it's going to happen. You just trust that there will come a time when it will all happen. And you have that love that you dream of, that union that you are dreaming of, and it will come. This is the truth. It will come the more you are in that power as a divine feminine. So you're being shown that the love is going to come into your life. You will have that beautiful, loving relationship that you dream of. But we also have here the Knight of Pentacles. So this is showing you that it will take time. It will take time, but there will be a positive eventual outcome. This is like your divine masculine sitting on that turtle, coming towards you, doing what they need to do, a lot of green of healing there. But a turtle, as I said, with this one, it takes time, so it's slow and steady. They're coming slowly and steadily. And it will take time, but they are on their way. They will get there and you will have that love that you desire. And if you've not met your twin flame yet, you're being shown that when the time is right, they will come. And it's not about going to search for them and worrying about when am I going to find that person. The time will come, and when it's the right time, the more you're focusing on yourself and living your life, happily enjoying life, then the person that is meant to come into your life will come. And if it's meant to be someone new, even if you may have been focusing on a certain person, if it's meant to be someone new, they're also on their way. It will come at the right time. So that's what you're being shown here. There will be that positive eventual outcome of your person coming to you and you having that love that you truly dream of. So really beautiful messages here. And the cards that came out, so I really felt that this one was all about self-love and loving the self, seeing how beautiful you are. And it says, love yourself for the courage you've shown to arrive at your best version today. So you're being asked to love yourself, focusing on self-love. Again, it's that sort of energy here, being in that place of seeing your own beauty, loving yourself, loving your life. So love yourself for the courage you've shown to arrive at your best version today. And yes, it's not been an easy journey. It's been full of tears and pain, on this journey, but you've shown that courage as a divine feminine to arrive at the best or at your best today, at your best version today, working on yourself, healing yourself, and it's opening doors for you to have the life that you dream of. So love yourself for the courage you've shown to arrive at your best version today, which is a beautiful message. And the one with the sword, it says here, be led by your own inner soul light. Healing and enlightenment are within. So another beautiful message. You're being reminded to be led by your own inner light, inner soul light. This is about standing in your own inner truth. being your true self, connecting deeper to the light of your soul. Those kind of things, when you focus your energy and everything onto that, that is what is going to build and bring in the things that you dream of. You know, when you are in your power and you're being led by your own inner soul light, you know, it results in healing, it results in that enlightenment, and all happens within. The more you focus your energy and time into yourself and in your life and moving forward on your spiritual growth, it is what opens doors for you. So, really beautiful messages for the divine feminine. And the cards that have come out for you here, we've got first card that we have, it says here, it's okay to be annoyed. That part of you, that is part of you being human. So it's okay to be annoyed. It is part of being human. The key is to let go of being judgmental of others' preferences or feeling prideful about your own as the right way. Accept that all relationships have their ups and downs. You have to have a sense of humor about the human condition itself and its seeming contradictions and paradoxes. So, beautiful message here. You know, it's okay for you to be annoyed even with your person as well at some point, but don't hold on to it. You know, you can be annoyed, but you work through it and you release it, because if you don't, you continue to be annoyed for the rest of your life. And you don't want to miss out on life just because you're annoyed by your person or by other people. So it's okay to be annoyed at the time, but then you work through it and you release it. The key is to let go. So you're being reminded to let go of being judgmental. You can be annoyed and then you work through it and you release it. The key is to let go of being judgmental of others' preferences, because you can't control how another person chooses to live their life. You know, even your person or anyone else. So their preferences, you can't control that. So you have to let go of being judgmental of that and of feeling prideful about your own as the right way. When you start to feel like, well, the way I'm doing it, that's the right way. And, you know, you have to let go of that and then accept that all relationships have their ups and downs. And sometimes it's just easier to laugh at, you know, the, as it says here, to have a sense of humor about the human condition itself and the seeming contradictions and paradoxes. So, beautiful message as well. When letting go, ignore all thoughts, focus on the feeling itself, not on the thoughts. So you're being reminded when you're working on letting go, you know, you've got to ignore all the thoughts, because the thoughts will always come in. They will always try and tell you something. You got to focus on the feeling itself of letting go, not the thoughts. And it says here, thoughts are caused by suppressed and repressed feelings. When a feeling is let go, thousands or even millions of thoughts that were activated by that feeling disappear. So such a powerful message. And it's basically saying to you here, when a feeling is let go, so when you let go of a certain feeling, thousands or even millions of thoughts that were activated by that feeling disappear. So it's a reminder for you to let go of the feeling. So beautiful message as well. And then for the divine masculine, so the cards that have come out for them, so 4 cards came out. We had the Hermit. So they are in this place of contemplation, you know, this time of going within, of really thinking about their life, reflecting, trying to find their way, working on the self, healing the self. That's the energy that you are really getting there. So they are in this place of really focusing on the self. And then with the Hermit card, then we've got the King of Swords. So they may not be in a place whereby they're communicating. They may be keeping quiet. They may not be showing you their emotion. And that is because they are putting their energy into other things. You know, for some, it can be things that they're working on. You know, it can be their own healing as well. They're putting all their energy into that. You know, they're not showing you much in terms of how they feel. But I feel that this is where they're meant to be right now, to really put their energy and focus on other things, including themselves, so that they can work on their own healing. The next card that we've got for them is the High Priest and Wisdom. So they are gaining wisdom where they are. They're growing up, they're learning, they're gaining the wisdom that they need to then be able to move forward. That's what you are being shown here. So powerful cards of the divine masculine. You're being shown that they're really focused on their own growth and their own life right now, gaining the wisdom, listening from within to then be able to move forward. This is why it's important for you to focus on your life and the things that you're doing in your own life. The other card that has also come out for them is the Page of Pentacles. So I love that these cards are really about more their divine masculine power, stepping into that, and this one is that energy of a child. It's like they're growing up. So I feel it's showing you that they are growing up during this time, that they're learning certain things and contemplating, going within. That's what you are being shown. And the card that has come out for them, how long do we want to go on suffering? So this is for the divine masculine. How long do they want to go on suffering in the life that they're living right now? When we are willing to give it up, when are we willing to give it up? When is enough enough? So how long are they going to continue suffering, living the life that they're living that is not fulfilling for them? And I feel they're thinking about this. Divine masculine collectives thinking about all this for themselves at this time. When are we willing to give it up? When is enough enough? So powerful card. The part of us that wants to cling to negative emotions is our smallness. So you're being shown that the part of them that wants to cling to negative emotions, that is their ego. It is the part of us that is mean, petty, selfish, competitive, cheap, conniving, mistrusting, vindictive, judgmental, diminished, weak, guilty, ashamed, and vain. And these are some of the things that the divine masculine collective or divine masculines have been struggling with. When it comes to the ego, bringing up all those fears, that guilt, that shame, all those things that have been mentioned here, being competitive and, really sort of trying hard to focus on the material world and all those kind of things, is that part with which we want to identify. So I feel that they are thinking about this in their own time of, contemplation in hermit mode. Is this what I want for my life? Is this the part of me that I want to identify with? And they are gaining wisdom, realizing this is not who they truly are. They want more from life and they are working on this. So give them the time that they need to be able to find their way. So they're saying to you here, I want you to be proud of me, so I need to change. So they're letting you know that they are working on changing, growing from that sort of, selfish energy that they were in, that is sort of focused on the ego too much, growing into the divine masculine with more of that wisdom, and they have to do it during the time that they're pulling their energy away and focusing on themselves in hermit mode. So they're saying to you, I want you to be proud of me, so I need to change. So they are working on changing. They're also saying, I am feeling overwhelmed by the way I feel about you. So they want you to know that the love is there. Even if they may be quiet and not really showing you any emotion, they do feel overwhelmed by the way they feel about you. They're also saying to you, please trust that I will find my way. So they will find their way in their own time. That's why it's important to really sort of surrender, really let go of the physical them and thinking and worrying and wondering and all those things and just focus on your life. It's going to open doors for you in powerful ways for the love that you desire to come in. So they're saying to you, please trust that I will find my way in my own time, in my own way. And they're also saying, but also remember that I will never forget you. I never forget you, remember that. Even if they're quiet and they're doing whatever they're doing, they never forget you. So let them find their way in their own time. They're growing up, and they are working on changing because they want you to be proud of them. They want to change and they need to change and they know it. And they're doing exactly that. But they never forget you. So that's what's coming through today. So for you, focus on the self and surrender. Find that peace in your life. You deserve that for yourself. I'm sending you all so much love.